See the Vision. My name's Nicole Elise, aka Elise, and this week we're going to be talking about the president, y'all. What is he supposed to be doing? What are his roles? We're also going to talk arts and crafts, so make sure you stay tuned for some great ideas. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe because we want everyone to be informed and entertained. But before we get started, let's have a short word from our sponsors.
Web copycat is one of the easiest ways to make money online. You can start your own online business where someone else is doing all the selling for you. The best part is you can try this product for just $1 today. So get started with Web Copycat by visiting the link below. Oklahoma Commercial Roofing is more than a roofing company. They are commercial property experts with over 25 years of experience in commercial real estate. They pride themselves in putting their customers first. Every job comes with an annual maintenance plan and warranty for absolutely no additional cost. Don't wait for your roof to collapse or get a leak. Be proactive and call Oklahoma Commercial Roofing today at 405-246-8160.
Oh, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. You caught me. I was staring at my notes. But what's going on in Oklahoma? Let's talk about it, y'all. So this week, we're going to be talking about Amazon and how they're going to start collecting sales tax. Boo. For a consumer standpoint, anyways. No one wants to pay more, but it will actually be a good thing for our revenue as a state. It'll increase our sales revenue here because we are all on the struggle bus when it comes to that money. We ain't got none, but we're trying to figure it out, and this is one of the ways Mary Fallon is suggesting to do so. So when you shop online, don't get sad or be upset when you see that sales tax. It's all of us got to do it. The only other thing I could suggest to you as a consumer, if you want to get around paying for it, is not using Amazon, using other sites that have still decided not to collect sales tax. But that's all I have for you today for what's current in Oklahoma. So let's move on to national news, y'all. Let's talk about some national knowledge. This week we're going to be talking about the EPA and how a lot of their members are boycotting, and they're just not really happy with the decision of who their new leader is going to be, aka Mr. Jeff Sessions. They're giving him two thumbs down. And the reason why is because, it's no secret, the president has made it very clear that he is not a huge fan of the EPA. And if you don't know what the EPA is, it's the Environmental Protection Agency. And so why do you care as a citizen of the U.S. if we have the EPA or not? Well, let's think about it. Their main job, their focus is to actually help humans protect humans and also preserve the environment. And so those two things together are kind of a major part of our lives. Like, you're human, right? And you live here on Earth, and so they want to protect the Earth, but also make the most efficient choices when it comes to doing things with our natural resources and making sure that it's beneficial for the Earth itself and then us as human beings too. So that's why it's important. They're really not very impressed. They really feel very bound and shackled by the new administration. So we'll just keep watching out in the news and see what happens with the EPA and the probably new appointed Secretary of the EPA, Mr. Jeff Sessions. So we'll keep an eye on that. Up next, let's talk about the prez, y'all. Like I promised earlier, we're going to talk about what the president actually does. And so let's get started with what does he do. All right, so let's talk about his duties. The president of the United States is supposed to be our chief of state. So what does that even mean? And a great example of being a chief of state is you're like a national symbol for our nation. So when you think of our president, you close your eyes. Do you just see American pride running through your vision? Probably not in the case of Donald Trump. But either way, I promise I'm not going to bash on him this entire time. But the chief of state is supposed to be the person who every American aspires to be. Number 2, he's also the chief executive. And so that means he is the boss. And we know that being the boss, you number one, you in charge, you live in large, right? Well, he is the boss, and he decides how the laws of the United States are to be enforced, and he also chooses who his advisors are to help him do so. So that's what the second responsibility is. And the third responsibility is to be the chief diplomat. Now, being a diplomat is a little bit harder than it sounds, but you are supposed to advise foreign policy. And I know absolutely nothing about foreign policy, just like probably 90% of Americans do, but we are praying and hoping that our person who's running our country does, because we're dealing with other worlds, other countries, other customs, and it's important that when we go out into the world, we are mindful of other people, but also still have the ability to make sure that everyone in our nation is safe and protected, but also, welcoming and accepting to other cultures and countries. Number 4, Commander-in-Chief. You hear this one a lot in movies. This one is, like I said, used a ton, and this is basically head honcho of all the armed forces. So Air Force, Marines, the SEALs, the Guard, you name it, he is the head in chief. He's in charge of all of those different people. All right, let's move to our next slide. So, continuing his duties, he's also the legislative leader, number 5. And so what does that mean? It means that only Congress has the power to make laws, but the Constitution gives the president to actually influence the lawmakers. So if he wants to pass a new bill or veto a bill, he can, but he also has the ability to have those people who are writing the bills sway them in his opinion or what he would like to see. Number 6 is a term that I've never heard of in my entire life, and I guarantee you most of you haven't either, and it's the chief of party. And it's not like party like, hey, ho, hey, ho. It's not that kind of party. When they speak of party, it means that it's the role of the president to help the members of his political party get elected and appointed to office as well. And so I've never heard it phrased that way, but that's what that means. And obviously it's been very, very clear that in this presidential election that everybody and anybody who is friends with Donald Trump is getting into office. And number 7, he is the guardian of the economy. Not literally, because no person actually controls the economy. If you don't know that, go take Economics 101 and it will help enlighten you that no one person is absolutely responsible for the economy, but what he is responsible for is to consider things like unemployment, high taxes, business profits, and other general prosperities of the country, just making sure that we are successful as a whole as he can. And so it's his job to go sit down with different advisors and businesses that know what can help stimulate and grow the economy. So up next, we're going to talk a little bit about how does he actually get nominated? How do you become the president of the United States? Well, one, you're typically already involved in government. You're usually either a senator or a representative or a city council member, and then you've just kind of worked your way up and you've got to meet all these people that feel the same way about politics as you do. And typically you you feel one way or another, so you either go to be a Democrat or you are a Republican, and if you're not in that, you're probably independent or progressive. There's other smaller parties, but essentially the two big ones, as we know, are the Democrats and Republicans. And so once you have kind of decided what side you stand on, then your party kind of has elections. Well, they don't kind of. They have elections amongst themselves, and then they weed it out, and then eventually you go against the other party, who too had elections to determine who was going to be the next representative for their side, and then you duke it out, and then whoever wins among the United States is now a new president. So that's how they get nominated. That's a really high-level explanation of that, but if you want more details, feel free to read that text right there, and I'll give you some links at the end of the presentation. Up next, let's talk about requirements. What does it take to even be the president of the United States? It's not that you got to be short or weigh 150 pounds, but it does have to do with your age. You have to at least be 35. They feel like you got to be old enough to have lived and seen some things. You just can't hop on in there and be 18 and think that you're going to run this whole country. But I love the ambition if you do. You also have to be a U.S. citizen, and then you also have to reside here for the last 14 years. So you've been here for 14 years, you're a U.S. citizen, and you're at least 35 and up. You can be the next president of the United States. Next. And then, in case you have been sleeping under a rock or still in shock and denial, yes, Donald J. Trump is our president of the United States. And that's all I have for you today about the president. If you want more info on the president and what he actually does, you can go to www.ushistory.org. You can also go to the whitehouse.gov, and there's some more links that we have on our website as well. seethevisionproduction.wordpress.com if you want to check it out there. And everything that I talked to you today about will also be on the show. So go check out our website, go learn some stuff, and that's all I have for you about the president today. So we'll be right back after this short break.
Don't get it off the rack. Get it made to order. Made to order designs by Terry Owens are beautiful, elegant creations that are guaranteed to make a statement. Check out some of her designs here. Weddings, events, everyday wear, there's no limit to what Ms. Owens can create for you. So get started today. For her designs, call 405-206-1566 or visit her Facebook page.
Welcome back to the show, guys, and you know what time it is. It's time for Here we go. It's time for dig it, dig it, ditch it. Dig it, ditch it. Dig it, ditch it. And this week on Dig It or Ditch It, we are featuring Sean C. Johnson. He is a neo-soul gospel singer that has a beautiful, sultry voice that is giving glory to the Lord above, and it's just an awesome expression of his talent, and I encourage you to definitely check him out. And today we're going to be listening to his song, Uno, number 1. Let's go. It was beautiful, man. Like, that's been on repeat for like the last week for me. If you want to know more information about Sean, you can go to his Facebook page, Simply a Vessel, and you can also check out his website, SeanCJohnson.com, for more information. He's hitting the spot for me today. And if you want to be on Digging Addiction, make sure you send me an email to seethevisionproduction@gmail.com, because I want to hear what you're working with. Make sure you send me a bio and a couple of songs, y'all. All right? Let's move on to my favorite segment. Yes, it's time for Hidden Gems. And this week on Hidden Gems, we're going to be featuring SixTwelve Cycles. It's a bike shop, y'all. And so I am not a big, bicycle, get on a bike and race. But, when it's a beautiful day outside and the wind is blowing and the birds are chirping, I just really enjoy getting on the bike and just kind of slow rolling through, a neighborhood and just really taking my time and enjoying nature, And I thought that this would be a great thing to inform you about, so when the springtime hits, you can dust off your bike and go get some services, a little tune-up if you need it, and, have a great spring ride. And so I want to tell you about some of their services. They have a great services that they provide to you. You can get a wheel turn for $10 to $25. You can get your brakes adjusted for $5. You can install or remove a cassette for $5. I mean, there's so many different things you can do to bikes that I had no idea that could be done. You can do with SixTwelve Cycles. If you want to check it out, go take your bike in. You can go to their physical location at 2929 West Hafner Avenue, and it's going to be in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma 73102. And if you want more information on them, you can go to their website, SixTwelveCycles.com, or you can check out their Facebook page as well. It's dope. And, I'm not a huge biker, but like I said, I think it's really cool. And, if your kids like to be outside, I would totally encourage it. Go buy them a bike. Go get them a custom bike, because they do custom bikes there as well. So you can make them, a cute little birthday present, and they'll love you forever, and they'll remember it. But at least I know I remember when I got my first bike. But enough about me. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Don't get it off the rack. Get it made to order. Made to order designs by Terry Owens are beautiful, elegant creations that are guaranteed to make a statement. Check out some of her designs here. Weddings, events, everyday wear, there's no limit to what Ms. Owens can create for you. So get started today. For her designs, call 405-206-1566 or visit her Facebook page.
All right, guys, let's talk about what you're going to do this weekend. Are you going to be in or out? And this week on In or Out, I've got 3 things for you to do if you're in the house chilling. And I've also got 3 things for you to do if you want to be out and about with your friends. So let's get started. Number 1, my first in is a book. It's been it's been weirdly, strangely beautiful outside for the last few days, but it's getting back to feeling like February. And since it is, I encourage you to get your read on. And so this book is entitled The Dry. It is by Jane Harper. And so the premise of this story is there is a guy who's an agent. He's a special agent, and he gets passed a note from someone, and it tells him to go back to his hometown. And so he follows the notes. He goes back to his hometown. He hasn't been back since he's been in the service. And when he gets there, it is for a funeral. And it's for a funeral that's for his best friend. He had passed away. And so then he starts thinking, because 20 years ago, he was accused of a crime. And because of that, he was like, no, I'm not guilty. I didn't do it. And he had an alibi. And his alibi was his friend Luke. And Luke was the young man who was being buried that day. And so he started to raise questions about if Luke was killed because someone suspected that he killed someone else. It's juicy. It's definitely got lots of tricks and turns. I encourage you to get it. We'll drop the link in the description box below for you. It's $12.99 if you want to cop it on your Kindle, and $15.59 if you want to get it on a hardback book. Up next, it's a craft. I haven't done a craft, and I don't think I've done a craft all year, so you're welcome. Oh, wait. No, I lied. I might have, but I can't remember which episode. But anyways, this one's cute, cheap, and affordable, and very, very fun. Maybe a little messy, but this is a great idea for the kiddos. All you have to have is construction paper, sponges, and a little bit of paint. You can literally go to Dollar Tree and spend $3.25, that's including tax, and have something fun for you and the kids to do. And this one, it's just up to your imagination if you want to actually use the sponge to like make little dots, or if you want to use the sponge to make a rainbow. Whatever you want to do, it's your world and your imagination is living in it. So I encourage you to get your arts and crafts on. If you want instructions, more detailed ones than what I just gave you, you can go to kiwicraft.com/projects/rainbow painting, and you'll find it there. Up next, let's talk about our last in, and that is going to be One in a Billion. Yep, I couldn't just leave you without any movie. So this one is a documentary, and I am such a documentary freak, and I hope you guys are too. But this one is about the first Indian, not like Native American Indian, but like Indian, who wants to be drafted in the NBA. And he's like 7'2", he's huge. And he's a kid, he's like a high school kid, and it is his dream to be a full-time basketball player, and I think it's awesome. I love watching first. Is anybody else with me on that? Like, I love to see the first this and the first that, because it takes courage to be that first person to step out there and do something, So I encourage you to watch this movie. It's a Netflix original, so it's a Netflix only situation, so I can't drop the link for you to cop it, but I will encourage you to watch it either at home with your friends, or have them send you the login, whatever works best for you. All right, let's talk about things to do while we're out and about this weekend. The first thing I have for you is the 3rd annual 6/12 Mardi Gras ball. It's Mardi Gras time, y'all, and I didn't realize it was coming up that fast. Maybe I just am always in my own little world, but Mardi Gras is on the way, and this is going to be a benefit to help kiddos that have educational needs. And so tickets are going to be $75 if you're going to come by yourself, or $140 if you go as a couple. It's for a good cause, and you get to have plenty of fun. The event is going to be at 530 Northwest 28th Street in Oklahoma City, and it starts at 8 o'clock and it'll end at 11. It's going to be a good time. Get out there, support those kiddos, and have fun celebrating Mardi Gras. Up next, I've got the Circles of Stories. Now, this is an art exhibit that is showing the stories of Native Americans, and it's going to be at the Cowboy Hall of Fame, and it's free with admission. The exhibit is every 3rd and 4th Saturday, and so it'll be running every 3rd and 4th Saturday from February till the end of April. So I encourage you to go take a look, and learn some history in a very cool, creative way. It costs $12.50 to get into the museum as an adult. If you're a senior citizen, it's $9.75, and if you're a kiddo, that's 6 through 12, it's $5.75, and anybody under 6 is free $99, y'all. And the exhibit will be shown this Sunday for the very first time, the 18th, and it will be located at the Cowboy Hall of Fame, 1700 Northeast 63rd Street, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And the museum opens at 10, so I encourage you to get there as early or as late as you want to get your experience with the Circle of Stories. Up next, we've got the Test of Success Cultural Dinner. This is a Tulsa thing, but I encourage anybody from any part of Oklahoma to go check it out. It's basically, they are giving honor to Dr. Martin Luther King and how he advocated for unity and equality in America. It's going to have door prizes from clothes, cosmetics, jewelry, anything and everything is going to be at this event. So I encourage you to go learn about African American people. We the bomb, y'all. Go learn about us and support the kiddos who are putting this on. It's a great event, and it costs $10 to $40 depending on the package that you would like to purchase, and it's going to be happening at the Greenwood Cultural Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And for those of you who don't know, the Greenwood area is where the Black Wall Street was. So it's like, I'm a history person. It makes me happy and also kind of sad at the same time, but happy to know that we did that. Go check it out. It's going to be the 18th, so this Saturday. So I encourage you to go do it, and you can get your tickets at Eventbrite, or you can go to their Facebook page for more details. And we'll be right back, y'all, after this short commercial break.
Don't get it off the rack. Get it made to order. Made to order designs by Terry Owens are beautiful, elegant creations that are guaranteed to make a statement. Check out some of her designs here. Weddings, events, everyday wear, there's no limit to what Ms. Owens can create for you. So get started today. For her designs, call 405-206-1566.
All right, guys, let's talk about some sports. Let's talk about sports, baby. Let's talk about you and me. And this week in sports, we've got basketball for the ladies and the fellas. We've also got, I think that's it. We only have basketball for the ladies and the fellas on the college level. By the next time the Thunder play, we'll have another show, so I'll talk to you about that then. But let's get started with the OSU dudes. They will be playing OU, so it's going to be Bedlam, y'all. Battle of the Oklahomas. And the game starts at 7 o'clock, and it'll be on ESPNU. And then on Wednesday, they play Kansas State at 8 o'clock, and that game will also be on ESPNU. Let's check out the Sooners, y'all. They have one game this week, not counting the one against OSU. But they have another game against Baylor on Tuesday the 21st, and that game starts at 6 o'clock, and it'll be on ESPN2 as well. Let's talk about the ladies. OSU Cowgirls, they'll be playing Baylor at 5 o'clock, and that game is this Saturday, but it's an away game. Boo. So they'll be in Waco, but, go ladies. And then on Wednesday, the 22nd, it'll be a home game for them, and they'll be playing Texas Tech, and that game starts at 7 o'clock. And then let's talk about the OSU ladies. We don't want to leave them hanging. They will be playing Texas Tech at 1 o'clock on Saturday, and it's also an away game for them, so they'll be down in dirty old Lubbock. And then on Saturday, they'll be playing Kansas State University at 7 o'clock, and it's also an away game. So they're going to be on the road all week long. And that's all we have for you today in sports. Like I said, we'll be talking about the Thunder next week more, and then soon we'll be featuring some baseball because, they're already in their spring training, I believe, but they'll be starting the regular season soon. But that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I also want to give a special shout out to all of our sponsors this evening. Also want to congratulate our winners on all of our giveaways and prizes. And make sure you keep watching because we're going to keep giving away fun stuff. Don't forget to go to our website, seethevisionproduction.wordpress.com. Also, if you want to be on Hidden Gems or Dig It or Ditch It, make sure you send me an email to seethevisionproduction@gmail.com. Also, had to rock the fro one time for you guys. Been doing fun stuff. And once again, my name's Nicole Elise, just in case you forgot. And I wanted to say thank you for hanging out with me today. I look super comfy. I just wanted to be, I don't know. I just felt like being comfy today. No lashes, no crazy hair. Very natural. I just want to be in tune with my natural side. So I encourage you to do the same. And until next week, make sure you keep your eyes open so you can continue to see the vision. Have a good night.